This American kestrel male is certainly a colorful character. By the way, American kestrels are falcons, which mean they can fly really fast when they want to. But typically you'll see American kestrels just kind of hovering in place like a helicopter, watching for maybe a meadow vole to scurry through the grass or snow down below them. In the old days, the American kestrel was called a sparrowhawk, and so they can also fly down and catch small birds. And in fact, if you look close here on that fence post, you can see some leftover feathers from this American kestrel's lunch. That bird was likely an American tree sparrow in the weedy habitat that it found it here. On kind of the bad side, you might say the American kestrel population has declined about 50% over the past 50 years. But hopefully maybe in the future they will make a comeback. We can help them out if we put up a birdhouse, because they are a cavity nesting bird. So put one high on a pole or a dead tree somewhere and try to attract an American kestrel to your property. Now that the bitter cold winter weather is finally here, our lakes and ponds have frozen over. We can take advantage of this situation and actually walk out and recreate on those surfaces if we're careful. Ice experts recommend that we have at least 4 inches of good solid blue ice like we see here before we venture out there. If you're not sure how thick the ice is, get an ice auger or a spud bar and cut a hole down and then measure that, again, 4 inches before you venture out there. But once you know it's safe, if that snow is clear like this, you can have the world's biggest skating rink. Otherwise, there are fish and aquatic invertebrates and insects carrying on underneath that ice in the water there, just like they do every other day of the year. And if you're so inclined, you can drill a hole out there and try some ice fishing. If you want to have some real fishing fun, try some ice fishing this winter. If you've not done it before, you don't need a lot of fancy gear. Basically, you need an ice auger, something to drill a hole in the ice like you can see off to the right there, and a little scoop to get rid of the ice that would form in the hole after. Other than that, just a small fishing pole. Your regular summer fishing pole would work, but a shorter ice fishing pole like the one you see at the far left would work. And then just bait it, put on a small jig, bait it with a waxworm that you can see that bluegill tried to eat, and drop it down the hole. And that's about it. I do have a depth finder that you can see right here that acts as a fish finder. You can actually see the fish coming in to hit your jig there. That costs a little bit more money, but it's kind of like playing a video game while you're waiting for the fish to bite. By the way, these bluegills taste fantastic. They don't call them panfish for they call them panfish for a good reason. You can fry them up and have a fantastic supper.